you know what?
Oh, you have to turn the ignition on?
Battery's disconnected. Right. Let's see. It works somehow.
Oh my god.
They spent, what did they spend, like $100,000 or something back in the 60s developing it?
It wasn't much compared to today's price.
Yeah, that's true. That's true compared to the kind of money they spend on like a hubcap nowadays, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Wow, this thing's so cool.
It's alright. It's fun.
Yeah, it's patina though, you know? Like, it's cool because it is what it is. Like, this is the way it drove in the 80s, basically, from what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Somebody's driving around, it's just a used car.
Yeah.
Back in those days, nobody was yet thinking, oh, someday these are going to go through Barrett Jackson for X number.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool. Oh, so you have the blinker indicators on this too, huh?
Yes.
I noticed them on the Polara.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, right? Because that's a luxury car. But this is... That's
This
surprising.
got some
almost,
options on it. This one's got like the light group air conditioning. It's got the heavy duty rear axle and the 8 3/4, which I never hardly ever see them with that rear. It's got front wheel sway bars.
Wow, that's cool. So you just picked this up, right?
Yeah, I've been pecking away at the frame.
Love
Frame's
that
pretty
design.
crusty, man. But I'm gonna try to save it.
Well, I mean, welding can do a lot, right?
Yeah, well,
But you got to cut out a lot of stuff before you
get
can...
the metal.
Yeah. I mean, I know the frustration sometimes is like what you think what you can...
I was on
You
the
know-
fence of whether to part it out or not. I'm like, I better save it.
I wouldn't be able to. I know, I'm the same way. Because it's so cool. Hardin, Illinois, huh?
Cheers.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to meet you. Wow.
I don't have any
So 383?
318.
380, nothing wrong with that? Man, it's clean though, huh?
Oh, it was this was rottener than that Polara out there.
You're kidding.
No.
Really?
No.
So you really went through and...
Yeah, well, my friend did most of the welding work. This paint job now is 21 years old, believe it or not.
Wow. Looks great though.
It was painted in 99.
Look at those little details though, like the frat zog right
Yeah.
here.
I could get the keys and make them flash for you.
Oh man, that's so cool.
But
I love the air cleaner
this is
too.
what it looked like when I first got it. 1989, 90.
Is that like a burnt orange?
It was like a chestnut, a brown color. Or,
Wow,
yeah,
holy
that's when I
cow.
bought it, $240.
Oh, so it didn't even have the pop-up headlights,
Yeah,
the
they rotate.
retractable. Oh, they're okay.
They rotate, yeah.
Right,
I
that's
mean,
right. It's like a Mercury Cougar, basically, right?
What I like about it, when they're open or closed, it looks like the continuous grill, you know?
Yes, right,
But I'll just
right.
show you some highlights of the car. Let me see, that's the back window was all rotted. But when we took the windshield out, the whole cowl was rotted.
Holy cow.
So that whole cowl.
That happens on so many things, though. A lot of
Yeah.
Cadillacs, a lot
This
of
is a
these.
donor car at Satellite.
Holy
This is at
cow.
my buddy's place in Newmarket. He's up in Northwood now. But yeah, that was
Drag that
perfect.
out of a junkyard and...
Oh, he had that out in his parts car section. And,
Wow.
I'll just show you. That was all just completely. Yeah, here's the car just pretty much gutted. Yeah, he just pretty much. So all this here had to be. All the spot welds had to be drilled out of this whole thing. And this
Right,
whole
right.
piece
It's
had-
a lot of work.
Yeah, it was 6 years on and off before I even got paint on it. So.
Wow.
And then like the floor pans. Oh god, there's all spots here and there. But like the floor. Yeah, this hole where the torsion bars go through was rotted. So we just replaced the whole.
Well, yeah, that's one of those things where it's structural, so you can't really...
Yeah, the floors, all the floors, is just about most of the floor
Nice.
pan. That's the new crossmember install. He painted it before we put it in. Yeah, it's just
Fuel tank, is that what that is?
no, it's the floor pan. Because at
yeah,
the
of course,
time,
right.
this was around '95. They didn't make full floor pans for these cars yet, so
Sure.
I just had the front, and this came used, and he had to patch it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, especially Chryslers. I hear these stories where people are like making everything from scratch because you couldn't get anything
You
back
can get
then.
a
Huh?
lot of it now, but there's still not one body panel for this car available.
Well, and then the other thing you hear is that you get something, but it's stamped and made in China, and the
Yeah.
thing's like it didn't fit right.
It's
Like the square body trucks, you
Yeah.
hear that all the time.
Oh yeah, and there's so much. But yeah, this there's still not a body. But everything on this car, the fenders, the hood, the doors, this quarter panel's been replaced. There's a seam.
wow.
Luckily, this trim covers seam.
Right,
So
right.
From here down, so you can just hide the tack welds under here.
You know what? It's beautiful.
And even this he had a patch up after he sampled it. It had some pinholes, so we took a front fender he had that was good and just kind of welded in the wheel lip from the front fender into this scratch. Yeah, look at that.
Looks good though.
It's gotta be.
It's funny. My girlfriend's name is Fisher. Fisher of that.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, she's a fisher. It's funny because she doesn't like fish, but her dad's like an avid fisherman, so we crack all those corny jokes, you know.
This is an oddball. It's
Look
got
at that thing. Wow.
It's got column shift, automatic.
Oh yeah, you know I like that though. I like
It's
weird
very
stuff.
odd. It's
I like
odd.
weird stuff.
So it's still got the buckets, but it's got a buddy seat, they call it, in between the bucket
Yep.
seats, just like an armrest.
Oh man, that's wild. So my thing was, my first 59 Buick. No, it's all good. The first 59 Buick I almost bought. I ended up passing on it. It was a train wreck. It had been in a flood, and the guy wasn't honest about it. And I went to go take a look at it. Thank God I didn't buy it, but it was on eBay. Oh man, look at that frat zog.
Yeah.
It's nice. Who created that term, frat zog? I
I
forget.
don't know. We can't really find it, but just the engineers or the designers, yeah.
I love it.
So
I think it's one of those things. It designates somebody who's really a muscle car or a Mopar guy versus from the posers, you know.
This is my future Polera frame here.
Hey, whatever works, man.
Yeah, there's my
There you go.
8-inch
Nice.
steel. But I'm gonna fix it.
That is a beautiful charger, though. I love the
I
butter
drove
nut.
this home.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I took the back roads because this caliper was dragging.
Sure. Yeah, nice and easy, right? I've done it with demolition derby cars where I had no brakes, so you know it can be done. Just take it easy, right? Look at that, though. That's a boat. When I bought my 2013 Charger, the guy kept calling, "Oh, you know, it was a big full-size car," and he kept talking about how big it was. And finally, I'm like, "Listen, buddy, I used to drive a 70 Cadillac every day. I've had a 70, I had a 76 LeSabre. Like, this isn't." 2013 Charger is not a full-size car. If you ever sat in a 70s Cadillac or an old Chrysler Imperial,
It's like
yeah,
an intermediate car. Like this
exactly.
This Rotor is an intermediate. This is a
Right.
full-
Isn't that crazy that they consider that to be, that was like a muscle car, like,
This is a full size. That's an intermediate.
isn't that wild? I miss Plymouth, I miss Pontiac, even Mercury. I'm not a Ford guy, but I kind of miss the, you know, Mercury was cool.
I remember the last Mercury we sold where I worked was a Mountaineer.
It's so sad, man. All these cars, they just, now there's just 500,000 Kias being, you know, I mean, even, you know what, the Kia Stinger is actually kind of cool. I hate to say it. It's cool in some of the Fords.